Take 3. Muting. Take 3,000,025. Hey beautiful souls, I am Tanae White and this is me restarting my vlogging journey for the 10 billionth time since 2012. Lord to Jesus. Oh, okay. Let me get straight to the point. So I want to start vlogging my spiritual journey. The last 6 months, some of which I was able to document, some of which are still in my phone, I have been feeling very uneasy spiritually. My spiritual journey has been something I've been avoiding for quite a while. I believe I've shared this in past videos, but I am a person who does suffer from mental health challenges. I do suffer from depression. I suffer from anxiety, social anxiety. I function very highly. I'm very productive, but on the inside, I suffer. Last year was incredibly difficult for me, more than words can really describe. I attempted to take my life 2 different occasions. During that time period of darkness, I was documenting a lot of my stress, most of it which came from financial difficulties, much of which were situations that could be avoided because I had money, I had earned money, but my agency was just sitting on it. But that's neither here nor there. We can get through that another day, and I hope that in the future I have the courage to share those videos further down along this path of mine. But right now I can't share them. I can't even honestly rewatch them. I tried to the other day and I didn't make it a minute into the video without like sobbing. So I know I'm not there yet, but I know my story is something that I have to tell. Reasons that I start and stop are because, for one, just being vulnerable. People are really ruthless more than ever on social media. I know that firsthand because I am a social media marketing specialist. It's my background. I've been doing it for corporations for over a decade. But now, with a personal brand and as a relatively public figure, you know, being in some high-profile publications as a model, I have to be more sensitive and cautious of what I share for sake of protecting myself, not knowing who really wants to be my friend and who is just trying to use me for the benefits I have, not knowing who wants to date me for who I am rather than the benefits I have, whether it be friends, family, intimate partners. I just have to be very, very cautious. And I've been trying to tango and, you know, balance that. And I think the last 6 months have really shaken me because I know that the Lord has been trying to make me uncomfortable because He's telling me to move closer to Him, to lean on Him, to focus on Him. And I am a person who, growing up in the church, I grew up in the church maybe until I was like 10 years old. Then I started getting really heavily into sports. I did dance, gymnastics, cheerleading, and track and field. So sports was, in a way, my God, my focus. And that resulted in me, my little brother, my mom, and my dad. We became an Easter Sunday family. We would only go to church on Sundays, and maybe if a family member was in town who we knew was very much a religious person, we would take them to a church when they came into town to visit. But I will say in the last 5 years, I've definitely been tapping more into my spirituality. I started going back to church again, but virtually. I attend Elevation Church, which is based in North Carolina. Of course, I don't live in North Carolina, but I absolutely love Pastor Stephen Furtick and his wife Holly Furtick and all of the guests that they have to speak you know, at their churches. One of my dear friends, Jada, we went to their traveling church sermon late last year. I absolutely loved it. So I've always, I wouldn't say always, but in the last few years I have been tapped into some form of spirituality, especially because 5 years ago is when I started having panic attacks. I think a lot of the challenges I was going through during that time, as well as my journey into modeling, had caused so much stress that I started tuning into their podcasts. So they stream their sermon every Sunday, and then they upload it Monday. So on my way to work each Monday, I would listen to it. So I don't want to say that I know the most about God, because I don't. I don't know much about the Bible, but of course I've learned throughout the years some. But I just want to emphasize that this journey of mine will be a journey based off of someone who really doesn't have knowledge of Jesus Christ or God, and only knows the high level overarching aspects of Christ. I was raised Baptist, but I don't really call myself Baptist because I don't go to a Baptist church. I like to call myself spiritual. You can call me Christian. I won't do that. Maybe in the future I will. I just say that I am spiritual, but I do believe in God. And I also do believe in other gods, like the God that people of the Islam faith, you know, believe in, those that people of the Hindu faith believe in, all of those. I respect all of them. I appreciate all of them. But the one that I try to follow is of Jesus Christ and Christianity. As I was saying, the last 6 months I've been feeling a lot of spiritual discomfort, and I couldn't put my finger on it. And even, you may hear it in my voice, I'm kind of getting emotional talking about it, but to sum it up and to make this video short, I'm not really sure why I'm getting so emotional, because I haven't really shared anything that I haven't already shared yet. But I've been feeling a lot of discomfort. And I believe that is because God is calling me to lean on Him. And the only way I can shake this discomfort is if I lean on Him. In the last week, I've gone through some very supernatural moments, which began on social media. I have an old college friend, Rosa, who I have always known to be this beautiful person inside and out. She was always nice to me because she was or is really good friends with my roommate when I transferred to the University of Maryland. That roommate was not nice to me. Another story for another day. But I've always known Rosa to be a really, really kind soul. And we've always stayed in touch through social media through the years. Lightly, but in touch. And I've always enjoyed watching her on her life's journey. And I'm sure she can say the same about mine. But anyways, Rosa has been posting over the last week about more of her experiences in her Christianity, as she always does. I have never not known her to be a woman of faith. An outspoken woman of faith. Everything that she's been saying with her journey, there were sentences, there were words that she used that just struck me. And then last week, I believe it was Saturday night, there were so many different things that happened. And you can watch her Instagram Live, which she actually has up on her Instagram page. Her Instagram handle is Revamped by Rosa. And watch that. I don't need to explain. I encourage everyone of faith or of not of faith to watch it. Long story short, I knew that God was speaking to me through her. And I am a person who questions God a lot and doubts God a lot. Jesus. Like, I can't even tell you if I'm supposed to be saying God or Jesus. That's how out of the loop I am. But she prophesized over me, which is something I've never experienced before. And she said things that she would not have known what I'm going through. So I knew it was God. So that inspired me on Sunday with all of these various things that have happened just one by one, and increased over time in these last 6 months, but especially in this last week, that inspired me to give myself to Christ this past Sunday, just a few days ago. That following day after the prophecy. And it felt good doing it. I did it at a church that I go to in Brooklyn. I mainly go to their Bible studies. I don't always go to their church because I tune into Elevation, but it felt good. I was tearing up when I did it, and it was emotional for me internally, but outside I always hold it in. But me and 13 other people, which the pastor said is the largest group they've had to, you know, stand up and give themselves, it was a beautiful moment. And so I'm in this journey now where they gave us this Bible to study, and I'm waiting on them to share info on next steps on, you know, the process of us giving us over to Christ. And what I did not realize until I saw the pastor yesterday, Wednesday, for Bible study, was that this will then lead to a baptism. And when he said that, because I asked him, I was like, hey, pastor, you know, like, I haven't received any emails or whatever next, you know, like, are there classes I'm supposed to be taking? Do I start reading this book from page 1? Like, what do I do? And he laughed, and he had mentioned the baptism, and honestly, my heart dropped in my stomach because I'm like, I don't want to do that. I mean, I don't want to do that. Plus, I already did that. I was baptized as a child. I have a godmother, you know, I have God, family. I've done it. My mom has the photos. But I also have witness baptisms of my younger cousins, of some of my adult friends in the past few years. So I know it's not like abnormal, but I just like, in my head, I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to study and learn and be knowledgeable. But it makes sense. But some of the things that I've already started to give up or have fluctuated in attempting to give up, failing, then attempting again, have been alcohol, which I don't really do much of. I don't like it. I don't like the feeling of being drunk, and I also hate hangovers, so I don't like doing shots. I prefer wine. Marijuana, which I discovered during the pandemic, which I use predominantly for anxiety, mainly my social anxiety. But I realized since I moved to New York actually, that I've been using it as a crutch to avoid some of the feelings I've had of helplessness, uselessness, awkwardness, insecurities, not within myself necessarily, because I'd say I'm a very secure person, but insecurities with relationships that I have with friends as well as family. Day-to-day things. I was definitely starting to abuse it and using it more than I need to. And while I don't shame ever anyone for using it because I am pro-tree, I believe that it was making me lazy, and I would feel lethargic the next day. And I hate that feeling. I'm a person who loves to be productive. But it's hard to give up when I also use that for social scenes, which I am very often in as a model and public figure and person who goes to movie premieres, red carpet events, XYZ, who like is juggling 10 different things at once, nearly all the time. That's the one thing that I really have been struggling to give up. But I will say that it's been over a week now. It's been 8 days since I used it last, and I feel great. Another thing that I'm nervous to give up is sex. But I told myself I need to because no one has earned that for me. I'm single, and so every time I give that up, I've already had this weird relationship with sex just because I was raised very strict, and so it's always been like this taboo thing for me. But and I already like don't really enjoy pleasuring myself or stuff like that. But I think to sort of, again, much like marijuana, avoid my responsibilities or XYZ, I look for relationships. I look for intimate partners. Not that I want to have a partner for sex, but I want to have a partner, and usually sex comes with that as an adult. And then when you have situationships or fuck buddies or friends with benefits, that always blurs lines, and then in the end, usually always feelings get hurt. So that has unfortunately been my experience, and I don't want to feel that way feel that way anymore. The last time I had sex, a little over a week today actually, the person who I care about and respect, and I know they respect me, and we have a new friendship, a budding friendship, but I would say a solid friendship. They left once, you know, things were done, and I just started crying. And so, you know, between that and other moments that I had mentioned that have been happening, you know, throughout these last days, had just made me realize I need to give that up cold turkey, which has been very hard. Because sometimes you just, you know, especially when you feel alone, and especially when you've been having the feelings that I've been having of not knowing who to trust, you know, we just want to like lean on someone. And when you're single and you don't have a partner officially, you start to lean on those situationships. And while situationships have always been fun for me, they are at the end of the day a distraction. But like the euphoria that you get through doing that, it was almost like it was becoming a high for me. And I hate that I needed someone else, a man, to give me the high I needed to help me feel better. So it wasn't even that I wanted the sex, I wanted the high of the orgasm. And I wish I could get myself high off of my own existence, off of my own being, off of my own accomplishments. And I think that over the years, I've hit all these really big milestones, securing an awesome job in aerospace, an awesome job working for the government, winning a competition for Sports Illustrated, being in the magazine consecutively for 3 years, being with modeling for Victoria's Secret, moving to New York, like hitting all of these major things in such a short period of time, while also simultaneously going through really traumatic things like the pandemic, the loss of family members, witnessing my parents suffer because of the loss of family members, and then more recently, other things that I'm not comfortable sharing yet, but God has been shaking my foundation so much to where he hasn't given me a choice. Camera just died, so I'm gonna do this. He's shaking my foundation so much to where he's given me no choice but to lean on him. And he did that last year when I attempted, and I wasn't listening then. But I'm listening now. And so, going back to the feelings that I've been having, I've been feeling a lot of discomfort spiritually in the fact that I feel like I am paranoid because I don't feel like I can trust anybody around me. Nobody. And when you live in a city like New York City, and when you're in the fashion industry / entertainment industry like I am, and when you are still fairly new to an environment, being alone or feeling alone is the last thing you want to feel. And when you feel that way, coming off of the survival of one of the toughest years, the toughest year in your life, it makes you isolate even more. And then as an introvert and an empath, it's made me scrutinize every single relationship that I have. And I feel like God's been telling me to let go of them. And I don't want to. And I don't want to.
people who I love so much, who have done so much for me, who have saved me, who have literally saved my life. Literally. There are people who loved on me, who show me so much grace. There are people who are such beautiful souls. It's like, why would I want to let go of that friendship? I love that person. They inspire me. They're smart. They're caring. They reciprocate. Why would I feel that way? But more and more, this discomfort just grows. And even this morning, I had to take a break from work because I work from home. And I just laid on top of my bed and I just cried for 5 minutes. Ugh, I hate that I'm crying because when I edit this video, it's gonna make me cry again. So sorry, future Tanae. But yeah. In this journey, I want to stop avoiding what I need to do. And I want to start walking into my destiny. And so in order to do that, and knowing what I need to do, I need to document this. I need to be as vulnerable as possible. As much as it scares me, I may face ridicule. I may face scrutiny. I may face judgment. I may start off having more haters than I do lovers and supporters. But I need to start. There's so much I have to share. And there's so much my future self knows that I wish I could know now. But I can only do that and know that by doing the work. Also, if I'm being very honest, I've always looked at Christians, the really devout ones, that is. I've always thought they were weird. The long skirts, the ugly shoes. I mean, that's external. And again, that's judging is sin. So that is me sinning. But nothing has appealed to me to want to prioritize the Lord and my faith. And I'm sure that is something I will learn down the line. After all, I am a fashionista. I am a model. Some call me a supermodel. I'm not that, but we'll use the term anyways. I am a supermodel. I am a bikini model. I am a lingerie model. That is how I make my living. That is how I pay for this expensive apartment in New York City. I don't think I'm ready to give that up. I'm not. I want to pay my bills. I have over $60,000 in student loans. So I'm doing everything I can to survive and to make a living and to thrive. 5 years ago, God said, try out for Sports Illustrated, and I won. And that's how I've made my living. Among other ways, being in marketing, using my degrees and all that stuff. But some things I realize I'm fully aware of don't match up with what the Lord says. I'm showing skin, I'm showing body parts, and the Lord does not support that. So I know through this journey, I'm going to have moments of enlightenment where I realize, maybe I should not post bikini photos. Maybe I should not do collaborations with lingerie brands. Maybe I should, but for now, I'm holding on to it. Because at the end of the day, like I mentioned, last year I was in a financial crisis. So right now I'm still in a position where I need to do things to make money. I won't do things that I don't believe in. Like I would never support drug use outside of marijuana. I would never support pornographic related content, stuff like that. But my craft is modeling and I've honed it and I'm known for that. So yeah. But I will say over the years, I've actually posted less of my body, which I realized and noticed is the reason why my engagement on my social media accounts have declined so drastically, because I'm not posting that. I just don't like it. I don't like the male gaze. I've said that before. I don't like the attention. I only do it for me. It's always ever been for me. It's never been for a man, ever. It's never been for anybody else but for me. But in doing it for me, it's attracted the male gaze, and I absolutely hate it. I actually will force people to unfollow me. I'll go into their account and make them unfollow me, or I'll just block them if they say anything too perverse. I really am not about it. I've never been. But that does not excuse the fact that I still post things that could entice or arouse both men and women. But yeah, so I've been feeling a lot of discomfort, and I know for who knows how long, God, I hope it's not too long, that I'm going to continue to feel this discomfort as I'm on this journey. There's so much for me to learn. I'm terrified. I'm terrified of giving up the things that I love and the things that give me a high. I'm terrified of losing the people who I love the most, or not even losing, but pushing them away in order for me to follow God's word and what he's telling me to do, what I hear him telling me to do. I'm scared of doing it wrong. I'm scared of being shamed for doing it wrong, or doing it in my own unique way, if that even is a thing. I'm scared of judgment. Like I said, I'm scared of being vulnerable. I'm scared of sharing even this video. But like I said, I have to do. God is telling me to do it. I don't know how he's telling me, but inside, he's telling me, he's speaking to me. And I know that with him, he will never forsake me. So he's been slowly making my eyes open, making my third eye more open. And I've been, like I said, scrutinizing the relationships and friendships I have. And I've been taking steps back, and I've been allowing those friendships and relationships to reveal themselves. And most of them have revealed themselves to be of no benefit to me, or one-sided, where I am the person carrying it. And I've always been the person to carry things in my life. I always have been. I always do the work, and then I always get used and abused in the end. And so while it hurts to feel this way, I know it's a must. And through my prophecy, I know that God will align me with people who love me for me, and not to use me. Because that's my biggest fear in life, to be used, or to have relationships that aren't as real as I thought they were. Because I'm a real person. So, this is video 1. Thank you for watching this disaster of a video. If you have watched this all the way through, I just ask if you could just be kind. I have no idea what I'm going to say in the future. I have no idea what I'm going to do in the future. But I just ask for your grace. Because I am a fish out of water. And I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is that I have to do this. And I'm going to end this video so that when I wake up tomorrow, I don't wake up with giant golf ball, baseball-sized eyeballs. Because that, oh God, sorry. That always happens. And yeah, more to come. I'll be sharing things about how I see myself physically, as well as internally. Health challenges that I have faced, currently face, will face. At some point, I'll have the courage to share in a more in-depth manner the trauma that I went through living with my parents and my younger brother during the pandemic. I already shared my past relationship, but that is a playlist that is hidden. I don't think I'll bring that one back. I don't think it's necessary, but I'm sure I'll share information about my relationships and my relationships in the future if I even have one. I'll probably share about me fiending when I just want to smoke a J, when I just want to call up that man for a booty call, when I just want to spend my money on expensive pair of shoes when I should be putting that towards my student loan bill or whatever bill. I'll be sharing it all. I'm going to be as raw as I possibly can with y'all. I'm not sure how often I'm going to share this just yet. Just know it's coming. And the only thing I ask in return is just to give me your freaking grace. Because it's not going to be easy. I don't like sharing in a way that's so raw. I like sharing in a very tailored, structured, you know, perfect way. And this is about to rip that off. So today is June 29th. Tomorrow is June 30th. My great-grandmother's birthday. She passed away a year ago. I miss her so much. I think this is also her doing this for me. Mama, I love you. And yeah. Oh yeah, I'll also be sharing career experiences I've had, both in modeling and in marketing, corporate. Ooh, let's hope I don't get sued for that. But yeah, I'm gonna share everything. I love you guys.